So tinctures are super concentrated herbal medicines, usually made with an alcohol base. Echinacea tincture is a great tincture to have on hand. It can give your immune system a ready boost when you need it. My favorite way to make echinacea tincture is actually with the whole plant. You could also make really excellent echinacea with dried root. The best time to collect the roots, including echinacea, is in the late fall of the year when all that energy that's been up in the upper part of the plant moves back down to the root and it stores in the root. The echinacea root has many of the medicinal properties of the plant. It's a very wonderful plant for enhancing the immune system. We call it an immunoenhancer, and it tinctures really readily in alcohol. The alcohol that we use it can be any number of different alcohols that have roughly between an 80 to 100% proof alcohol in those. If you don't like to use alcohol, either because of alcohol sensitivities or perhaps you're making a tincture for a child, you can also make a good tincture out of apple cider vinegar and or glycerin. Making a tincture is really this simple. You place whatever amount of herb that you want to tincture into the wide mouth jar. Whatever amount of herb that you put in the jar, you're going to pour enough alcohol to cover that and add another 2 to 3 inches of alcohol above it. That's the general way that you make a tincture. We put the lid on, and then I like to put these herb jars just somewhere where they're really obvious, because every day you're going to want to shake them. It's a good time to put your own medicine power in there. You can shake and put your prayer so that you're making good medicine. Then once you have this mixed and you do your shaking every day, you're going to let it sit for 4 to 6 weeks. So remember to always label your medicines, even when you're making them up. You want to put the date that you made them, the herbs that are in them, and the solvent, the type of alcohol that you're using. You always think you're going to remember that, but trust me, you won't. This is my echinacea tincture that I made about 6 weeks ago, and it's ready for pouring. So to strain it is very simple. You just take a strainer, put it over a bowl. I like to layer the strainer with cheesecloth, because that way you can squeeze out all the last bits of that precious medicine. And then rebottle it. We like to store the herbs away from direct sunlight. One of the nice things about storing them in blue or brown bottles is that it protects them from the sunlight. Alcoholic tinctures are really, really strong, and we don't usually recommend that people take them straight. So what you do is you take your dosage and you put it in a small amount of water, juice, tea. The shelf life of an alcoholic tincture is many, many years. In fact, I usually say indefinitely. Echinacea tincture is really best for acute situations. You use it in large dosages, short periods of time, to really boost your immune system. It's excellent at boosting white blood cell activity. So if you were to make one tincture, I would really emphasize making the echinacea. It's just such a great medicine for warding off colds and flus. It's so easy to make. It actually even tastes okay. Remember to mix it with just a little bit of water, and remember to keep your dose up. Follow that dosage, 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon several times during the day, and chances are you're not going to get that cold.